And hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Stuart and welcome to episode 15 of my modern day WWE save on TEW 2020. Yes, I'm back from my little week hiatus. Yeah, I just wanted to have time to really focus on other things and kind of maybe give more time to focus on this, because I was starting to rush these and I didn't think that was good. You want quality, not quantity, I would always believe with these videos. So I give myself more time to focus this. So this new series will be a Wednesday exclusive. Every Wednesday at 4:30, this show will be out. So just remember that. If you want to make sure you don't miss that, please like and subscribe and leave a comment below. I'd love to see if you think these videos have improved at all, or if you think the quality is better. If not, let me know. Yeah, so I've really stuffed this one for the Go Home show before Elimination Chamber. A lot of cool stuff. It's basically Teddy Long's favourite stipulation, the tag team match. Got so many. I've got I think 4 on the show as a whole. Obviously, we've got a Raw Tag Team Championship match. Obviously, got all the participants are going to have in tag team matches, and obviously, I've got the Firefly Funhouse match. Was it Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss? Hopefully, which we had to say a friend. We'll find out. But yeah, don't know what more really say really. Yeah, one thing I'll point out, if you missed with Raw, that's been 2 weeks, so makes sense. Click on the link there. She goes directly to my last edition of Raw. But yeah, so not more to say. I think it's going to be a good Go Home show. It's got potential to be a really good show. Hopefully, if it's a bit more creative, there'll be other editions. And yeah, we'll find out. So, over to myself to review do this show. So let's go for it. Let's go. And this would be my edition of Monday Night Raw, the Go Home show before Elimination Chamber. Let's go. Let's go and check it out. So yeah, so we kick off with the Hurt Business, obviously in the ring. Obviously trying to re-establish their kind of authority of that they run this show type situation. Obviously got Bobby Lashley covered in, kind of talking about, yes, we tried to take them all out. Edge, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor, one by one, but it didn't work. But he is confident that if them 3 faced us 3 in a 6-man tag tonight, we'll be able to take them out once and for all. Because nothing is more important in this company, and for me, in this title, and I would do anything, and I mean anything, to keep it. And I know that people got to understand that this is the Almighty's era, and it's going to take something very special to take that title off him. But tonight, he knows with the Hurt Business by his side, he's not losing that title. And yeah, and tonight he's going to prove what a dominant force the Hurt Business is, by challenging them for Edge, AJ Styles, and Finn Balor come out. Them 3 come out and they kind of just go, we're not scared of you, that's tough talk. We know that title's going to be worse at some point. We know that your times is not going to be this almighty era. It's going to be nowhere near. And one of us is going to win the title. It's going to be a new era on Raw, and we're going to take that title from you. So we're not scared of you. We'll face you tonight. I'm going to say Finn Balor's saying this stuff, because I like it sounds like I think Finn Balor would say. And yeah, and they accept, and yeah, both play the music, and we set up the main event quite nicely. 450 though, very good start. Very, very good start there. But obviously next we'll talk about the main, kind of not the main event, but the first, only one title match, let's be honest. The first match of the evening, obviously it's a Raw Tag Team Championship match. RK Bro going against the Alpha Academy. Obviously it was set up last week, or last episode I should say, is that obviously Alpha Academy challenged them. RK Bro accepted, because they are the fighting champions that we know they are. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And obviously we know in real life that Alpha Academy did beat RK Bro and to win those tag titles. So funny enough, probably one about this time. So I kind of am using the same tropes that they did in real life. But the question is the same. Is going to repeat itself in my save? Is RK Bro going to lose their titles? Or is RK Bro going to go into Elimination Chamber? Still, you're Raw Tag Team Champions. Let's find out. Enough of me talking about. Let's find out. So, who's going to be the winner of this match? And let's find out. And the winner is... Yes, of course it is RK Bro. I'm not going to take title. I'm not going to do a WWE trope and take the titles off them a week before they have a title match at Elimination Chamber. It's just, I've never understood it, but not happening on my save, sir. Not happening. So obviously this match is kind of a good match, but the finish I've put, not what they've put, is just both both hit RKOs by Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, and kind of set up the idea that Riddle slowly but surely turning into Randy Orton, but not in. He's starting to take negative aspects. When you hang around someone like as messed up as Randy Orton is, you're gonna maybe it's an old trope with it. hang around with someone too long, you start to pick up their tropes if you respect them. I know because I've done it many times with many friends over the years. So it is a thing. But yeah, and obviously Randy Orton's, we have a situation where obviously they both hit. Riddle's kind of looking a bit less bit smiling, a bit more like Randy Orton. Randy Orton's starting to look concerned, doesn't want his friend to make the same mistakes he did. So obviously, but that's a story for another time maybe. But obviously Academy are not happy they lost that, so they attack RK Bro from behind. And I'll give you a clue who saved him. Yes, I'll give you a couple of seconds. Yes, you're right. It is the Street Profits. Street Profits, 440 for the save. Nothing crazy here in like the segment. They come for the save. Academy get out of there. And then obviously we just have a symbolism of Randy Orton and Riddle holding titles up high. Street Profits looking at them smiling. And let's have a handshake type situation. And yeah, and obviously sets up a very like face versus face, very good match. I hope it gets a good score. Elimination Chamber. It's got potential to be a good match on the game. I know in real life it would be a good match. It was in real life. So yeah, so kind of sets up quite nicely. So we'll find out about that Elimination Chamber. But next we're gonna go a bit crazy, a bit spooky, a bit supernatural, as you would say. Obviously we set up last week that Nikki Cross or Nikki ASH went to the Bray Wyatt's compound and found the formula or cure to her friend's possession by the Fiend. And obviously this week she's sitting backstage, sitting there with the formula, looking at it, thinking, how the hell am I going to make this happen? Type situation. For a 34, very good there. Yeah, kind of, that's what she's sitting there. She's figuring out, what the hell am I going to do? And then all of a sudden she gets a note sitting there. We don't know what it says. Just about when she's about to read it, the screen goes black. All that kind of stuff. Screen comes back on. Nowhere to be seen. And I kind of like the idea that commentary's kind of like really concerned where she is. So kind of saying, can someone go back there, try and find her? We need to find out where Nikki Cross is. They're worried for her. Because obviously they know what the Fiend can do. Or at least his possession could do anyway. So yeah, we'll find out more about that later on in the show. But obviously after that we hear from a person that at times has been is the son of someone that over the years has been called kind of superhero. Kind of underdog kind of status. Obviously, we talk about not Rey Mysterio. We're talking about his son Dominic Mysterio, kind of building up his confidence. He's kind of his confidence starting to grow the last couple of weeks. 446, very good there. Obviously, he's talking about how he's starting to feel that he's starting to finally hit his potential, or starting to finally go in the direction he wanted to go. Obviously, got a big win against the Miz last week, and he's really feeling like against KO, he's got a good shot. And he's sitting there saying to KO, underestimate me at your peril type situation. KO sits there and claps, going, congratulations, yeah. You did beat the Miz last week. You've looked good the couple of weeks, but nothing can take away that you shouldn't be here. You didn't get here from the tropes I had to go through. I had to go through from bingo halls to WWE. I had to go through everything, and you get it just because you've got a legendary father as your get you in the front door. I don't think so. And because I like you, Dominic, yes, I don't like how you got here, but I do like you as a person. Yeah, I'll give you one last shot. Reconsider facing me, because you face me, your career will be very short-lived. It will be very short-lived. So take up my offer. Turn down this match. No one will take it against you. I mean, I will, but no one will take it against you. And kind of Dominic's like, not going to happen, mate. And then KO kind of laughs, puts his head down, and taps him on the shoulder and goes, I understand. But I understand this. Bad things happen to good people. Or in your case, bad things happen to family. And then walks off, and then Dominic's like, what does he mean by that? And kind of a situation of like that kind of thing lingers in his mind. So KO, what's KO planning? What's he going to do? He's not happy with the response by Dominic. What's he going to do? So obviously find that later on in the show. But obviously, after that, we hear from Becky Lynch. Obviously last week, her strategy with the special guest referee didn't work. But this case, she has another plan. A final plan. To finally see if you can finally get rid of, make sure Rhea Ripley and Liz Morgan do not get a title shot against her. Obviously, we're going to hit, and that is next for 62. very good, consistently good scoring by Becky Lynch. She's got really good scoring the last couple of weeks. But for the segment, she's kind of standing top of the ramp. Everyone's in the ring. Rhea Ripley, Liz Morgan, Carmella and Zelina Vega. We all know the tag team match is happening. We don't know the stipulation. So obviously she sits there, sitting there, just explaining the stipulation. The stipulation I've got planned is that she comes out and says, okay, you're both in a tag team match, but this is not an ordinary tag team match. We're going to have a situation where both sides have something to lose, something to gain. We're going to put all the odds against you. So what we're going to do is, we're Ripley, Liz Morgan. I'm going to put a stipulation there. Whoever gets the pin faces me at Elimination Chamber. So if Rhea Ripley gets the pin, wins the match for your team, she wins the match, but she also gets a title shot. But if Liz Morgan does the same, vice versa. But just to make it a little bit more interesting, obviously Carmella and Zelina Vega, if they win, both of them can't have a shot until after WrestleMania type situation. So then that's like what, a month? So like she didn't have to worry about that for a month. So, and obviously Rhea Ripley and Liz Morgan are like they're kind of concerned but kind of relishing the challenge type situation. So yeah, situation was set up. I think it's a cool segment. I think that's a cool idea. It just makes the match way more interesting than a normal tag team match. And obviously it puts a bit of it's kind of thing Becky would come up with, divide and rule type situation, make them turn on each other so they don't focus on attacking her. So it's good stuff here, obviously, but we'll find out if it works next, actually, well now. So yes, let's find out. Would this stipulation work, or is it just another one of Becky's failed attempts? And then we're going to finally find out who she's going to face at Elimination Chamber. So let's find out. So in the tag team match between Rhea Ripley, Liz Morgan teaming up to go against Zelina Vega and Carmella, and the winner is for 38. That's no surprise there. And yes, it is Rhea Ripley and Liz Morgan. But you're thinking, whoa, does that mean Rhea Ripley gets a title shot? It's like, not exactly. The way I've kind of set this up is that they both get the pin at the same time. So that means that they both get a shot because the stipulation said whoever gets the pin, but they both get the pin at the same time. So in theory, they should both get the shot. Obviously, Becky is fuming at this point. Yes, obviously the high score is Rhea Ripley 41. Both 30s by Zelina Vega and Liz Morgan. And Carmella getting 29. But Zelina Vega was off a game. But yeah, 38. You expect that, sadly, from the women's division here. But we're getting there slowly. I think I'm doing some pretty interesting matches here. So we'll find out. But obviously Becky Lynch is fuming. She watched the whole match and she's fuming. She knows she's got to face two, so now she's got to come in and try and see if she can get any advantage going into that match. She comes into the ring, tries to attack Liz Morgan and Rhea Ripley, but it doesn't work, obviously, for 43 Faber, and obviously Bianca Belair comes in for the save. Obviously she's special guest. It's now official. We are going to have a triple threat between Rhea Ripley, Liz Morgan, with Bianca Belair as special guest ref. It's all going against Becky. She's fuming. And obviously it's a 3-on-1, and I kind of like the image of Rhea Ripley getting the pin, Liz Morgan getting the pin, separately, and Bianca Belair doing the count, and then Becky Lynch gets out there, they all laugh at her, and she's fuming because she knows her time as Raw champion is numbered. So yeah, sets up quite nicely there. But yeah, again, it's similar with Bobby Lashley. Like, the heels have been trying to do this thing the last couple of weeks, where trying to find plans to stop them from facing their opponents, but it's all backfired. And so hopefully would it backfire in the next chamber? We'll find out for them. So, but yeah, next we're going to go and talk about a person we haven't seen for a long time, or I don't think I've really used in my save, and that's obviously Apollo Crews for 45, talking about how he's fed up of being disrespected here. I'm Nigerian royalty. I should be on the show every week. I should be I should be having championship matches. I should be doing all this stuff. And what do I get? I'm not even on the show. So tonight, this is going to change. Tonight, I'm going to do an open challenge. Anyone out there on Raw, maybe NXT, anyone in the wrestling world. Obviously, in real life, we normally wouldn't say wrestling. They're called the sports entertainment world. So, anyone out there. So, obviously, goes to the ring and he sets up saying, anyone out there. So, we've got an open, it's kind of an open challenge. It's an open challenge. So, the question is, who's going to be facing? Could it be someone for NXT? Could it be? Could we have like a special guest from Raw, SmackDown? We all know the brand. I wouldn't do that, but you never know. Situation. Or we're gonna have a debut. We'll find out. So obviously that match is next. So who's gonna face Apollo Crews? And if they do, are they gonna win? And obviously this person, could it be too soon to make a debut? But I think when I thought about it, it made sense for the story I want to kind of go for. But obviously, the person it's facing, Apollo Crews, is, yes, Gale Stevens. Stevens makes his debut on Raw before Elimination Chamber. Yes, you might be saying, well, why didn't you wait until after WrestleMania? I'd be like, yes, but when I was thinking of an open challenge, I couldn't find anyone. Then I saw Gale Stevenson's name when I was booking this, and it just made sense. Royalty versus a person that thinks he's above everyone, and you've got Gale Stevenson, a person who's worked his butt off to become Olympic champion, that takes hard work and ethic, that shows that hard work trumps bloodline. Again, no relation to the bloodline, but you see, I mean, it's a cool story. It's got some layers that I think we could do, and I think it'd be a good story for Gale Stevenson to start off the feud. So I like it, but yeah, he gets to win with. I'm just gonna say he's got a shock roll up win. Surprise roll up. Obviously, I don't know what Gale Stevenson's finisher would be, but yeah, obviously for 33, actually done way better than I was expecting. I was expecting to be like in the red zone, but no. But 38, you could obviously Apollo Crews did kind of carry it. 19 by Gale Stevens. I will get a picture because obviously it looks like he's facing like Apollo Crews has gone against the most successful champion of all time, and that is vacant. It's every time title vacant, another shot for him. Yeah. I got that joke for Wrestling When Regret. Check out his channel, very good. But yeah, so obviously sets up a little micro feud I'm going to do. But I think it's a good start, a good debut feud for him. So obviously, from something that's kind of straightforward to going back to kind of the spooky supernatural stuff again with Nikki Cross. Yes, obviously she woke up. Obviously she disappeared when we last saw her. Now she's back in her locker room, kind of with a flash drive, a laptop, and kind of a video to play. So if obviously don't find out next, obviously for that be 38, so got better than the last segment. But yeah, so basically she wakes up, she's got a flash drive. It says insert flash drive or something like that. She puts it into her laptop, and she basically plays it, and it's an uncontrolled Alexa Bliss. Kind of, I like the idea that basically she's been trapped in a one body type situation, like a spirit, and she's found a way just for them. She still has control and power to, still has control and power to resist the Fiend at times type situation. And she's sitting there explaining to Nikki Cross, her friend, where to find these formula, where to get the stuff to try and defeat her. Obviously last week she gave her the formula. Obviously this week she was able to give her the stuff to make the formula. So obviously that sets up quite nicely and the thing I'm setting up later on the show. But obviously in the last match she sits and says, find me at the Firefly Funhouse. Because obviously you wouldn't be surprised that the Fiend would go to somewhere that are familiar and find me. And then all of a sudden, it goes black, she gets taken over by the spirit again. And yeah, we end it there. And obviously you got Nikki Cross going, okay, I know what I have to do. And then kind of sets up for later on in the show. So yeah, I'm going kind of full on horror kind of stuff. I wish I can go too far, but again, you can only go a certain point at a PG show. But yeah, obviously, yeah, so interesting to see what happens there. But obviously after that, we hear from the number one contenders for the World Tag Team Champions and the Street Profits. They're really happy that they're facing Randy Orton, and they cannot wait to face off against one of the best tag teams on the Raw. For a 37. Obviously, they interrupted by the Dirty Dogs, kind of implying that they're fed up of everyone overlooking them, and they're fed up of the people not noticing that this is our division. Yes, RK Bro have got the titles. So if anyone's facing RK Bro, it's going to be us. And they're kind of challenging Street Profits for their title shot at Elimination Chamber. Street Profits at the point, confidence is high, you would say. And they're going, okay, cool. But that match has to be next. So yeah, so it sets up the nice match, tag team match. Street Profits against the Dirty Dogs with their SmackDown, the Raw Tag Team Championship opportunity on the line. So let's find out. So, are they going to keep their shot, or we're going to have Dirty Dogs going to get that title shot? Obviously, the answer to that question is yes, no surprise, yes. Street Profits beat the Dirty Dogs 4-43, very good there. Obviously, the highest score is Dolph, but he's off his game, so 48 off his game, but he's still kind of a couple of miles above the rest when it comes to like people like his partner and obviously the rest of the Street Profits. But yeah, I've put that they both hit their finisher and beat. Street Profits hit the finisher on like Robert Roode or whatever, gets the win. But I like the idea of Frog Splash by Montez Ford, because I still think that's a cool finisher that should start winning matches with. So that's my opinion. But yeah, so obviously nothing more to say here, more than obviously after the match they turn around and they look up to the ramp and they see the RK Bro with the titles up high, very similar to the segment, but kind of put in a, you know, kind of situation where holding the titles up high and kind of symbolism. That's, yeah, it's going to be mutual respect for 50. Very good there. Riddle being off his game without following script. I'm sure I put on script, but it's fine. The good thing is we're not getting any more of those "this booker doesn't work anymore" type things. I've put some really good. I've started to put people on on this kind of stuff. But yeah, so obviously sets up quite nicely for the tag team match again. I look forward to it. It's going to be. I think it could be on the better ranks in the show. So we'll find out when we get to Elimination Chamber. But obviously, now we're going to get to the final of these 3 segments, setting up for a match with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Obviously, she thought we last saw her, she knew where to find the stuff to make this cure, and obviously she has to find a way to go to the Firefly Funhouse. So let's find out what happened there. So for 37, again, the segments are going up and up, so I'm really happy with that. Just point out, I put the Undertaker on these because you're going to get spooky. Why not doing the ultimate person that's good at it? If Ray was still around, I would have put him on it, but the Undertaker, got to put him on as a road agent on this one. But yeah, so obviously this situation, it's like she's got the cure. We're going to say she found it. We don't need to see her do it. I know in films they do, but time constraints and all. She's got the cure. She's at the door of the Firefly Funhouse. It's decadent. It's falling apart, obviously. Hasn't got their owner anymore. So make it look like a abandoned theme park ride or that kind of spookiness type of thing. Go for that. And she walks in. And yeah, obviously it says the door is pretty much destroyed. Decadent opens the door, walks in. Obviously the screen goes spooky, and yeah, sets up the kind of, we're gonna have a Firefly Funhouse match, and that is next. So is she gonna? It's not really about she wins, because obviously it's not really a match. But will she get the win? Maybe beat Alexa Bliss's The Fiend. Maybe hit her with that cure. And maybe get her friend back. We'll find out. So, let's find out. So, who's going to win this match? And the winner of this match is, for 43, yeah, that's disappointing. Obviously, Alexa Bliss has got a hyper-extended knee. Look, so basically, she's injured. Oh, great. Thank you, game. It's like with the Austin Theory, all of a sudden, he got injured living now. Shows what I know, right? But, yeah, so obviously, for 34, that is good. That's fine, I think. I've put Alexa Bliss to win. Interesting. That could still work. Let me figure that could still work. I screwed that up big time, but it's fine. I've got an idea for this one. Okay, so basically in this match, it's going to be a very spooky. It's going to be a lot of stuff with House messing with Nikki Cross. There's going to be like images of her days insanity, her trying to convince her that she can't, all this control of her temper. Release it, let it flow through you type situation, go for it type stuff, and kind of messing with her friend, like show them images and stuff of her friendship with Alexa Bliss, that kind of stuff. Obviously in my thing I've put that she wins, but now when I think about it, it makes sense that may be a situation. Alexa Bliss, she tries, she hits the sister Abigail, she wins the match, and then when she's standing tall, she's laughing, and then Nikki Cross stabs her with the cure on her leg. And then all of a sudden, things go crazy. She starts to go, oh my god, what have you done? That's do a bit of spookiness with the whole screen turning, all that kind of stuff. You could probably do it. If you're going to do like the pre-recorded, you can do it. And then obviously we go to the next segment, obviously. And obviously we cut to it, goes black for a bit, comes back, and you see Alexa Bliss looking like she's been in a daze. Back with us. Yes, we know. Jamie Noble, we know. For a 43 segment, yes. After this, I've just like the idea that they both like, it's just like, what happened? Where have I been? Like, she's been possessed. She doesn't know what she's been doing for the last 2 years. She's been completely consumed by this figure that's possessed her type situation. And they basically, like a nice moment, they hug, lifts her up, they walk out of the place together. And Nikki ASH, she did it. She got her friend back. Obviously, she's got an injury for the match, but I don't think I'm planning to do anything with you. So it's fine. But I mean, I had to think on my feet here. I mean, it makes sense more that Alexa Bliss wins the match, sort of. Because Nikki ASH, wasn't about the match winning. It's about getting her friend back, and she succeeded at that. So that's good. So it's good stuff there. I'm actually really happy with this. I think it's really brought out the really good creative side of me, and it kind of proves that in wrestling you don't have to be everything it's got to be. Spookiness, you can do it if it's done well. I think this has done a good segment. Hopefully, it'll be interesting to see what the overall feud had score-wise. See if it got to the point of hot. It was a hot feud. Because if it did, I'd be very happy. But so obviously, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is back. The normal Alexa Bliss. She's back from her ordeal. So obviously after that, we do cut back to the arena. Rey Mysterio was getting attacked. You'd think everyone's like, well, KO. It's like, no, by someone you wouldn't expect. Getting attacked by Otis 450. Obviously, I think KO being involved in it does help. But 450. Basically attacking Rey, chucking him around. Otis is bigger than him, chucking him around, hitting his finisher onto the crates. Obviously, we don't see KO, but obviously after this, they was checking on Rey, and then you see KO with money, giving it to Otis. And obviously we point out that they've got a match literally next. So let's say we announced early on the show, attacks him, gives the money. KO was right. He's trying to play games. He's trying to play mind games with Dominic, trying to get in his head. Maybe attacking his father might just do that. But obviously that means after attack, does that mean Otis is going to win clean here? Because obviously they've got a match next. Is he going to win by count out? Is he going to get a win against former world champion? Or is Rey going to find his way to get into the match and maybe do what he always does best, the ultimate underdog? We'll find out, but let's find out. Does he get the win, or does Otis do enough damage to get the win? Let's find out. For a 34, that's fine. I think that's good. I think for a 42 by Rey Mysterio, 26 by Otis, but a 34, I'm happy with that. Especially when you got Otis, Rey, when you think 28, 6, 42, put that together, 34, that's pretty good. I think, obviously it's going to say it's terrible, but I think it's pretty good. And obviously Otis off his game. But the way I've put this is just kind of he beats him down type situation. The match ends with kind of Rey Mysterio was kind of still in the match. But he's too injured. He tries to do a springboard, gets caught in midair, and a double two-handed choke slam on Rey Mysterio for the win. And he gets the win there. Then obviously after the match, continues to beat down, wants to prove a point. Obviously been paid, so he wants to probably really hurt Rey Mysterio and go against his father. That kind of stuff. And then obviously his son, Dominic, comes down for the save. For 35, that's pretty good. James Earth hasn't been done better. Your old agent, remember that for future reference. So I was doing good into this segment. Gotta remember that. But so obviously and he comes down for the save. Yeah. And obviously this kind of stuff's messing with their head. Dominic's head kind of situation. And and obviously after this, we end with him holding his father, checking he was alright. And then we cut to backstage with KO, Seth and The Miz laughing their arse off. Because they're really proud KO was very proud of what he just did. For a 67, very good there. 3 great talkers, no surprise there. But we just love the idea that KO was laughing at what KO just did. I like the idea that basically he's going to prove. Now he's gonna destroy. Now he's in Dominic's head. He's going to destroy Big E, and he's going to destroy Damian Priest. And he's going to do the same to them. So there won't be a match at Elimination Chamber. It'll just be all 3 of them stand the ring at Elimination Chamber with no opponents. That's going to happen tonight. So obviously after that we hear from we cut this like a couple minutes. We cut backstage. Obviously Rey Mysterio's checking. Dominic's checking on his father, Rey Mysterio. Obviously backstage, and then obviously Big E and Damian Priest come in, try and talk. I like the idea that basically Priest is consoling Dominic. He's absolutely devastated at what he's done to his father, and then Big E gets on the is talking to the camera, and he's got a lot of stuff to say. For 51, very good there. Everyone's looking good on the greens. Clearly enjoys the freedom of being off script. Yeah, I think Big E's very good on the mic. He's very underrated. So you got Big E kind of going, I'm sick and tired of people like KO. I'm tired of people like him saying they run this show, run this place. Seth going around sitting there going, I don't deserve that title shot. I don't deserve to be here. I don't deserve to be where I am. And I'm a failure. Seth might be right. And at times I do think that way. But then I see people like Dominic. I see people like Damian Priest. People that are actually willing to fight to get where they want to be. Seeing a guy that's seen his father destroyed by Otis, and he's still determined to wrestle. That's heart. That's fight. That's what I fight for. I want that kind of WWE. I don't want a person that cowers, attacks from behind, and talks cheap. I want heart, determination in this company. I see them. They aspire me. And tonight's going to be a big night, because I'm going to beat you, Seth. Dominic and Damian Priest are going to beat the hell out of The Miz and KO. I'm going to beat you, Elimination Chamber. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to get that WWE Championship. I'm going to win. I'm going to be champion again. I'm going to prove to everyone what a champion should act like. Because it's not... I sometimes let myself down, but people like Dominic and Damian Priest inspire me to be a better person. And that's what I'm going to be when I'm world champion. And Seth, you're not taking that opportunity away from me. So you think this is going to work? It's not going to work. Because, as my old New Day brethren would say, power positivity wins the day. So, yeah, sets up for the tag team match that's next, the 6-man tag. I thought that was a pretty good promo. I think that's a pretty good promo. I like promos, so I'm tooting my own horn here. But, so 51. So, would all this stuff by the KO and Seth and all that with these mind games work on this trio? Or would Big E's words help? And will he get the win and maybe keep the momentum going? He's got against Seth, with everyone in the tag can have their momentum going against their opponents that they are facing at Elimination Chamber. Well, maybe not all of them, because I haven't decided the card just yet. But so, let's find out who's going to win. And the winner of this match is... For 53, yes, Big E gets the win. Dominic says he got... was it when Dominic submits KO? I've put that Big E hits the big ending on The Miz. It doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, obviously the bigger score is, I think, Seth Rollins with 64, 61 with Big E. Lower score is The Miz of all people. Actually, no, it is Dominic Mysterio. I didn't see him there with a 34. But yeah, I mean, I've good match 53. I think that's good stuff there. For the kind of stuff we're going for, 53 makes sense. All the greens there, very good. Everyone looks good in there. But yeah, I've just put the Big E hits the big ending on The Miz. Yeah, nothing really crazy here. The match was very good, but obviously it's afterwards that's more interesting, I think. Obviously they're not happy with Big E and his friends getting the win, because all their stuff is gone to none. So obviously after the match with 48, they attack from behind, and I like the with Seth and KO, and obviously KO comes from behind, hits the chair with everyone. And then they all hit their finishes on the chair. So you've got obviously KO hits the old pop-up powerbomb onto the chair on Dominic Mysterio. Big E gets a curb stomp onto the chair, and then The Miz hits a skull-crushing finale on Damian Priest on the chair. They all stand tall. So maybe would this be the site at Elimination Chamber for Seth Rollins, KO and The Miz? We'll find out in the Elimination Chamber, but yeah, tasty stuff. But yeah, 48, very happy with that. Obviously, you would think, is that the end of the show? The question is no, we've got one more match left. And obviously from that we hear from the Hurt Business, kind of topping up what they said at the start of the show, that they're going to prove that they are the top tier trio team. For A46, very good there. Trio team, showing that they're the best in his company, and why the Hurt Business is almighty, and no one will stop them. And once again, they're going to prove their dominance tonight in the main event. So it's very simple here. I don't want to go too crazy, but yeah, simple promo, simple acknowledgement. Cool stuff here. But then obviously after that, we hear from their opponents before the match, talking about how they're fed up of the Hurt Business thinking they can run this show, and tonight they're going to prove it for a 56. Obviously AJ is not well following the script. That makes sense. He's better not following the script. But yeah, kind of talking, they're just basically talking about fed up of running, and they're going to prove via Elimination Chamber one of them is going to be new champion and make this show great again type situation. Basically they're all topping up what they said earlier, because obviously people later on the show. Cool stuff there. So 56. So the question is, are they going to get the win? We'll find out. Let's find out. So are they going to get the win here? Are they going to go in momentum going into it, or is Hurt Business going to back up their words they've been saying for the entire night? Let's find out. And the winner of this match is, for a 53, very good. Yes, of course, AJ, Edge and Finn Balor defeat the Hurt Business. 453. The high scorer obviously is AJ with a 60. Edge was it Edge with a 54, 43 by Finn Balor. Lower score is obviously Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, but that's what you expect. But a 53, very good here. I like the idea of this match. Interesting that Bobby Lashley accidentally spears Shelton Benjamin after a malfunction injunction type situation. Then Edge hits a spear on, obviously, Hedge hits a spear on Cedric Alexander's fine. I put Shelton Benjamin, but it doesn't really matter. Puts a spear, gets the win. Yeah, and obviously they've got, maybe Edge is maybe not pinned, but he's got the win. Maybe he's got the momentum going into that fair four-way. And then after the match, we end with the Hurt Business, not happy with this, starts attacking Edge, AJ, and Finn Balor, and kind of have a brawl situation. And how I'm going to end this for 43, it's very good. I had a different plan, but when I think about it, I like the idea of the beatdown Hurt Business. They get out of the ring. Bobby Lashley leaves his title in the ring, and they all kind of hold it up high, and they keep snatching it from each other. Hold it up high. So, like, yes, they're partners, but now they've got to focus on the bigger prize, and that's the Championship. And they're all holding up. So the friendship and kind of common enemy is now gone. Now they've all got to face each other in Elimination Chamber. So who's going to win? I mean, Edge got the win tag match. Maybe he's got the momentum. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out at Elimination Chamber. And that ends the show. For 43, I think it's been a very good show. I jam-packed it a lot. I got to be honest, very happy with the way those matches, those 5-5 house stuff we Nikki Cross did. So we'll find out where it goes. So let's find out. So 65 was good. If I can get a 60 or at least a high 50, I'd be very happy. So let's find out what the score for the go home show before Elimination Chamber. Let's find out, and the score is 58. Yes, that's actually really good. Obviously 65, I think, because the main event was better last week. But yeah, good stuff here. Obviously, I think the best match was the match between the triple threat. Yeah, I think the six-man, both six-man tags worked here. Pretty good stuff. You obviously had Gail Stevenson's done 33. That actually done better than I expected. I think, yeah, I think the women's tag team match did well as well. And yeah, 50 good scores here for this match today. I put a lot of stuff with less storyline and more just regular matches, so I think the matches have done better than normally would. But 58, I'm happy with that. I think that's a good score. I think that's a good score going into the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I'm hoping to beat score-wise. But yeah, happy with that. 58, very good. So bring on Elimination Chamber. So yeah, 58, I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously, it's a bit down from last week's 65, but it's still very good. I mean, obviously, the main events, I think, and the main event, both tag team matches with the Hurt Business going against Edge, AJ, and Finn Balor, and obviously the stuff with KO, Seth, Miz going against Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Big E. They both got similar scores. I think the 5-5 Fun has done way better than I expected. And obviously, yeah, everything kind of was where I expected to be. So 58 is pretty much a standard score at the moment, and I'm pretty happy. Hopefully, next week next time we're on Raw, we can get if we can get a 60 or 62, I'll be very happy. So, but yeah, 58 is good stuff. I think it's very good. It has some really interesting stuff. I creatively I'm happy with this one. I think this is maybe the score is not up to my standards, but I'm happy with it, and I think it's a better. I think creatively I more feel with this one than I was last couple of weeks when I was just pushing it more than I should when I'll just do one video. So yeah, this is my edition of my Raw. Obviously that'll be back in 2 weeks. Obviously next week we'll be on the Go Home Show with SmackDown. Obviously that's a big one. Obviously we've got Roman, you've got Brock, they've got that number 1 contender Elimination Chamber match for to find out who faces Roman at WrestleMania. That's going to be huge. Obviously I've got some big stuff planned for that. Obviously if you want to make sure you don't miss any of that, please like and subscribe and leave a comment on this as well, just to let me know, or let that notification bell on the side so you don't miss. So any new videos come up, you do not miss. So yeah, check that stuff out. But yes, obviously this would be now. Just remember, Wednesday 4:30. This is going to be my schedule every week. So it might take a bit longer, but I think in the long run it's a good idea. So not twice a week, just once a week. So that's going to be good. So until next Wednesday, hope you enjoy the rest of your week or weekends on that kind of stuff. And yeah, until then, have an awesome week. And I'll be back Wednesday where we go to Go Home SmackDown. Should be good. Hopefully it gets similar score or better next week. Fingers crossed. We'll find out. Until then, have an awesome week. Bye everyone. Bye.